Here we go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Zagard test extreme. And it's I, your friend, the one, the only Z, a single guy, Zagard. And I hope you're all having a wonderful morning, noon, night, evening, whatever time it is for you today. Welcome back to the Dragon's Den, my friends. It is another wonderful, beautiful, magical fantasy Fridays here in the Dragon's Den, where we will be ending off the weekend with some more Silksong, and we're just gonna jump right into it. Normally I talk to you guys about stuff during the game, but we are so late. You'll know why we are late as the stream is going on. Hello everyone, hello Crimson, hello Demon Blades, hello Lily, hello Dark Noah, hello Yuki, and hello Alpha. How are you all doing today? Okay, it has been a hot minute since I played, so I need to relearn everything. Circle is the heal. That's the throat. Right, we have traps now. And I have nothing to make traps with. I don't think I have any other abilities that I need to worry about. So many hellos. So the reason I am latte today is because of the same reason I was latte, or we had to leave yesterday, is I had to drive Claire to work. And then also... Oh, right. I have a dash. It's a good thing I remember that. So yeah, I had to drive Claire to work again, but originally I wasn't going to, and we were going to stream at like 4:30. However, a lot of shit went down, and so I ended up having to drive her last minute. And I'm going to talk to her about that. Like, if you need a last minute ride, I think we're going to change it. I might have to tell her, like, I can't do that anymore. I need you to take an Uber in the future then, or figure something out, because I cannot drive you last minute anymore. It's really cutting into the streams. And I know she really doesn't want to do that, and she's not doing it on purpose. Yesterday was planned, mostly. Today wasn't. But I'm going to have to, like, kind of put my foot down for this, and it really, you know... You know, but you know, it's just like I have to make sure I'm streaming. So anyways, I'm trying to get back into the combat. Right, we were fighting the plant person. So I remember that now. So after we fight this person, I'm gonna do I'm gonna ask you guys about a totally not real scenario. Bad. That was a bit of an early heal. I tried to play this once and I was horrible at it. Well, yeah, it's difficult. What do you mean, how can Hornet swim? She just can. The same reason she's not actually a spider. Like, I know people say she's very similar to a spider, and I get it. But she's not actually a spider when you think about it. I'm going back just so I can collect some... some metal pieces, because I am fresh out. Yeah, we need them. I had a hard time on this boss. Yeah, we did. So I'm gonna give you a scenario, chat. Let's say you work for a company, right? An acting company, and they give you 2 roles. And they tell you that every other night, so every night you're going to start with roll A, and then halfway through the night, you'll start with roll B. I just realized this is actually a bad idea because there's nowhere for me to pick up the shards after this. Wait, hold up. Can I? No. And so roll A requires some light singing and then some pantomiming. Isn't very physically demanding on your body. And roll B is very physically demanding, and it requires you to fake cough like you're choking on poison. Right? Everybody with me so far? Oh, come on. Bad idea. Let's reset the room. And you've had a physical injury with your throat for many months now, nearly a year. And then you've also recently gotten sick. And you're not, like, majorly sick. It's the beginning of a cold. You can easily fight it off. You'll be fine. Right? But then, the day of this show you're supposed to be working on, they decide, hey, you need to, we're not going to actually have you swap roles. You're going to be doing roll B, which, the whole night. The whole night you're going to do roll B. Because that's just how we decided to plan it just now. And you try to do it the whole night, and by the end of the night, you are feeling physically terrible, you are feeling sick, your throat feels horrible, and you mention it to them, and they basically, more or less, guilt trip you into feeling bad about it. And so you apologize, and you do it for one more night, but you are feeling so bad. Are you in the right, or are they in the right? Mind you, again, they said this was how it was going to be. And you're just asking, hey, can we go back to swapping half? Like, I'm not going to not do the roll. I will still do the roll. But I need to swap off halfway through to protect my body and my voice. Are you in the wrong for asking for this change, or are they in the wrong for not allowing it? Not gonna lie, I'd let that sink into the Crimson. I read muscle memory as muscle mommy. Well, I mean, why wouldn't you? It's like smoothie. And that whole thing is bullshit. You express your concern for your health and they guilt trip you? Question of the day, when it comes to having an animal companion in games, do you prefer A, one that fights with you but requires certain gameplay elements to show up and is temporary, or one that is permanent once unlocked but only gives you passive benefits? That was for yesterday's stream. I'm guessing someone asked it and Andrew didn't read it because he doesn't read the question of the day. Because he's in... I need to teach him to do that. He's not very good at keeping up with chat sometimes. Like, you notice I'll, like, zoom through all the chat options, and he'll just kind of sit there and be like, Yeah, I thought I changed today's qotd, but I didn't. But also, I didn't hear anybody's answers, so... Permanent with a passive. I would say they're in the wrong for not letting you change. Exactly! So that's what happened with Claire, and it's why I had drive her at the last minute, because they were, she was so stressed about it, and she wanted to send an email, and then she kept not sending an email, and then she kept saying she was gonna send it, because she was so worried that if she said anything and spoke up, they would fire her. And she forgot to remind me that about a year ago, when she worked with this company, there was a guy who kept asking for, he like missed maybe 2 rehearsals max out of like 20. And they fired him because he kept saying like, the reason he kept missing rehearsals was because he was having some weird health issues with his stomach where he couldn't leave the house. I'm just collecting shards because we're completely out. I pulled up the question of the day and answered it. I'm sure you answered it. I just don't remember reading it. Or Andrew reading it. Do you want a new question of the day then, Yuki? One that I'll make up on the spot just for you guys. I tried to answer them, but no, I understand. Don't feel bad if you didn't. I'm not complaining that you guys didn't answer them. I'm complaining that the answers were not read. Either by me or the Mythology guy, but most likely by Andrew, because you guys know I'm a lot more perceptive with chat than Andrew is generally. And part of that is I've been doing it longer, so I know how to split my focus. Andrew doesn't have that skill yet, per se. Because it is a skill. You might think it's not, but have you ever tried to drive and text? Not that you should. But you can imagine how that would make one of the other two more difficult. I'm using it as an extreme example, obviously. I guess I should just say drive and have a conversation with someone. Because when you first start learning to drive, it's really hard to talk to people while you're doing it. Because you're probably so nervous. Or you're a bad driver, in my opinion. Or you're either a bad driver or, like, just born to be a driver because you're so good at it already. Do not drive and text. Yes, do not drive and text. But I said drive and text because I'm thinking about reading texts and giving an answer back to the text. Well, no, if you drive and text, it doesn't make you a bad driver. It makes you a bad person. There's a difference. Permanently passive. Okay, thank you. Accommodations need to be met for actors. The throat is a muscle, and the body is easily fatigued if unfamiliar levels of stress and strain. I say as someone who is currently being pushed beyond my own physical limits with work and school. If they sprung this on you, then it is not what they promised originally. Exactly. Normally for me, I wish I pushed past my own health for work, but that's just me. There's a difference between pushing past your own health for work, and also they are changing the requirements of your job, which is making your body more physically injured terms. Like, imagine you're a truck driver, and then they tell you, by the way, from now on, you have to drive an extra 20 miles, and we're not going to pay you anymore, and you're not allowed to take lunch breaks anymore. What would you say then? Hola, hello, Raul. I'm sorry, but these people sound like complete douchebags. Oh, yeah, they really are. In the whole acting community, they hate this company. Like, so many actors have left because this company is terrible. I have a story from another friend if you want to hear about that one. What the fuck, Lake Stream? Yeah, I had to drive Claire. If it's too much trouble, although I'll repeat yesterday's answer too because I want the question to feel answered. Go ahead. I don't mind if you message it again. But I'll also give you... Message me what you thought of the first one because Alpha did. I just want to hear, and then I'll think of a new question. So what you're saying is it's a skill issue for Andrew. Literally, yes. It is a skill issue. It is literally a skill issue. Like, I promise you, talking and gaming is a skill. Talking and gaming and reading a chat is a skill. And it's a skill that's very mentally and emotionally draining. Believe it or not. I mean, anytime, like... Try to talk to someone straight for 3 hours. Just maybe not even 2 hours. Do 2 hours. Someone you've never met for 2 hours and be the person who has to initiate the conversation. It's hard. It's really hard. Sometimes chat will initiate a conversation because they'll ask you questions, but generally you have to, because that's the job of the entertainer. It's like being a comedian, in the fact that they're in the center and they initiate all the thoughts in the conversation, and it has to be a continuous, like, 1 hour plus conversation. Sometimes you only get 10 to 30 minutes as a comedian, but most of the time you're doing like half hour to an hour sets. Andrew has an unlocked streamer mind in his skill tree. Has focused his skill points on historian. On mythology, not historian. I wouldn't say historian because he doesn't study history of why people study these things, or it's more just the mythology. And I wouldn't say a mythology expert is necessarily a historian. While it's part of history, I wouldn't say it makes him a historian. If you split your focus like that, you're a bad driver. It's me. I have no problem. True. Those people want you at your best when you express health concerns. Their response is basically, fuck you. Actually, though, Hollow Knight is really cool, right? Yes, right? Yes. Hollow Knight is really cool. That's why I'm playing it. If I didn't think it was cool, I would not have done more than 1, maybe 2 streams of it. Like, one of our chatters who used to be in more of the streams, used to always tell me to play Danganronpa, and I played the first 3 hours, and I thought the game was so fucking boring. I stopped, and he's like, oh, I want you to see, like, the unique kills. I'm like, I don't care about how people get killed. I care about the story and the gameplay. The gameplay was fucking trash. And then he started telling me the lore of the story and what happens, and I'm like, that's fucking stupid. That's a stupid, like, I didn't like anything about Danganronpa. It was kind of interesting, and then it was shit. Really quickly. There's a kitten on me. Oh, good for you. I love kittens. I like having the companion fight alongside me. It feels like we're actually working together that way. Okay, neat. I don't think people understand that being engaging constantly actually is draining, especially after an extended period amount of time. Dude, I'm already, like, my throat is already drying up just from, what has it been? 22 minutes? That's why I always have this water here. Man, yeah, sparking conversation with chat is such a task. Well, it's also because you don't know who's going to be in the stream and who's going to engage in what conversation or in what question, right? Like, I could ask you guys, what did you have for lunch? Let's see how many of you actually answer that question. Right? I'm only going to ask it that one time. Or I could ask, what's a TV show you're watching? How many people will answer that question? And I know a bunch of you are going to answer it now because I'm bringing attention to it. But on average, maybe 2 people will answer that question. Maybe 5. Sometimes 5. Even if I ask you guys something about the game, like I have a poll, like, oh, what do you guys want me to do in game? If and I know this for a fact, I'll have 40 people watching, and 5 people will answer the poll, and all you have to do is type 1 or 2. So you never know what people are actually going to answer to, or how they're going to answer, or how to get them to answer until you practice. It takes a lot of practice. You have to be a sociable person already, or really fucking good at video games. You can't be one of the, you can't be, like, you can't just be average at games and, like, okay at talking to people. You have to be willing to talk to people about literally anything at any time. You can have some boundaries, obviously. Like, I don't talk about politics on stream, but that's because of my own personal reasons. Well, it's also, it makes things get toxic, and then I have to start giving my opinions, and then I can start, if I get big enough, I'll be influencing people, and I don't really want to be doing that. So I just avoid it. But like anything else, Like, people will ask you some degenerate-ass fucking questions. Like, I've had people ask, who's the top and who's the bottom between you and Andrew? I'm like, I'm not answering that. That's fucking cringe. First of all, neither of us are gay. And second of all, why? Why do you care? Do you want to get involved or something? Like, when I stream, I tend to be quiet, but if someone asks me something, I respond at least. Yeah, if you're streaming for fun, though, do whatever. I'm gonna, what I'm about to say to your, what you said. Yes, bird boy. Well, in that case, I guess I focus all my skill points into caffeine tolerance. Don't ever think I'm talking to strangers. Well, it depends on how you're talking to them. If you're talking to them online, don't ever think it. They don't matter. Not to say you guys don't matter, but you said talking to strangers. If you're talking to the chat matters because you're trying to engage with them. But I'm talking about, like, if you're talking in, like, a comment section or in a post, the other people you're talking to don't matter in your life. And I'm not saying they aren't people. I'm saying don't worry about what they're talking to you about. Like, if they're like, oh, your favorite character is shit, or how dare you like this thing, or blah, blah, fuck it, just leave. Don't waste your time. If you're talking to, chat, then it's important to stay engaged and try to get them to get focused. If you're the streamer, but again, Alpha, if you're streaming and you're doing it for fun, you don't have to chat to people. But if you're trying to grow as a streamer, you need to talk to people. People, unless you are a fucking god-ass tier gamer or programmer or artist or something like that, you need to talk. Like, the only people who can get away with not talking to people generally are pro gamers. Like, top level, these guys are literally pro gamers because people are there for the gameplay. But then the problem there is, the moment your gameplay is dead or you start to not be the top gamer, one of the top players, nobody will watch you anymore. A good example is, like, name every linebacker in football in the last 5 years. Probably won't be able to do that good, but you might be able to name all the quarterbacks. Maybe even more so of your specific favorite team. If you're really into football, that is. It's crazy. It's even crazy when streamers scream a lot. That must be a lot draining. So, I love polls. True. I had a jar of crunchy peanut butter. Ooh, that sounds nice. Hey, can we do lunch talk? I enjoyed my meal today. I had what I usually have on Tuesdays today because it was the only time Claire and I could have it. By the way, me and Claire finished It Takes Two. Fucking beautiful game. Fucking great. Like, she was able to actually get into it and get used to the combat. She's still stressed out at sometimes because she didn't start playing games until her 30s, only because I wanted her to play more games, and even then, not that often. But she loved this game. I loved this game. It was fun. She stressed out a little bit with certain bosses, like I said. My ex-girlfriend tried to get me into Dainbermage. I'm not sure if I spelled that right, but I hated it. Yeah, no. I also hated it. Dainbermage, as I've heard and prefer Dungus Rungus, is supposedly pretty good, but perhaps not for everyone. I don't know. When I was hearing the story, like the full story from Toko, I was like, that's so stupid. And one of the things that made me so mad right away is that they're like, these are the top people in these top students in this field. And it's like, the best baseball player. Okay, sure, baseball's super popular in Japan. Basically like being the best football player. Best musical player, sure. Top guitar player or whatever. Then it was like, the best high school student who has written fan fiction. And I'm like, what? And it's like, and he's like, I'm so good, my fan fiction has actually been sold. And I'm like, that's stupid. No way in hell does school care about your fanfics. That's written by some nerd who was like, I wrote fanfics and I was cool because I did it. And so everybody else has to believe that fanfic is cool. And it's like, it's not that you can't do fanfic, but don't pretend you're special because you write fanfic. You're not. You're everybody else. Everybody writes fanfic, whether they publish it or not. You're just a person. And if you write your own story, sure, great. Fanfic, no. Sorry, no. You're not even a writer at that point. You're just a nerd. Me over here like Minecraft Steve for president of Minecraft world. Only politics I get involved in. The only politics I care about is that pineapple can go on pizza if you want it to. That's my hard stance political opinion. Ask not what the pizza can do for you. Ask what you can do for the pizza. If I want a political opinion, ask my grandparents during Thanksgiving. Exactly, Crimson. If I want to talk about politics, I'll talk about it with my friends and family. And even then, only if I know it's not going to start a huge-ass fight, because I don't give a shit enough. Like, there are certain important things, like who's going to be the mayor of my town next. That's important, because I live in the city, in where I live. I need to know that. Who's going to be the governor? Certain laws that'll be passed. Those things. After that, it's like, okay, pay attention to your main leaders, like, see what's happening. Keep an eye on it, but you don't need to be, like, super massively involved unless you are, like, in that political sphere. After that, I can't. It's too much, man. Not gonna lie, visual novels are the hardest to get into because, in my opinion, and it's probably because of my ADHD, it's hard to click with it because most gameplay is reading text and walk around. That doesn't usually bother me, but I can see why you feel that way. I can get that. I don't know. It was just that the problem for me with Danganronpa is it's just like you can walk around the school, and then it was like this weird 3D environment instead of being 2D, and it was just like it took forever to get from room to room, and there was no point in me walking around. I was just walking around. And it was just like, and then when you get to the game, like it had so many different gameplay elements that it was trying to do, and the story wasn't that interesting. That's even worse than degenerate. Absolutely inappropriate. When you said degen, I was thinking my beloved Tig Bitty Degen anime waifu type questions. Oh, true. Shit, Crimson. I asked my dad. Lol. The most wild statements I've heard were from him. Not unbelievable. I believe it. I love to go pro, but my social anxiety is an issue. Not good at prolonged conversation. It's a skill that you do have to learn. I used to not be good at it either. Or at least I didn't think I was. But I've also been training the skill since I was legitimately a kid. Because my dad, whenever we'd go to like any dinner, my dad's like, put your Game Boy down, and if someone asks you a question, you have to talk to them, and you have to answer back. You can't just say, all right, you have to give an actual answer. And if I didn't give one, he'd be mad at me, and he'd yell at me later and be like, you were supposed to, they want to know. Or at the dinner, he's like, tell them what's going on. He wasn't violent or anything, and it was scary to me because I was a kid. But as I grew up, I was able to talk to people who are, older than me. A lot of people can't talk to anybody who's more than 10 years older than them. Like, legitimately, they can't talk to them like a person. They're like, oh my God, it's an old person. I have to, like, I have to, like, kind of avoid talking to them. It's very weird. I remember I had my manager at work, and I could talk to her, and she's like, I don't know why you and the supervisors are the only ones who can actually talk to me. Like, all the other employees, they all get, like, nervous, and they can't look me in the eye. I'm like, well, it's because you're a manager. They're worried they're going to do the wrong thing. And two, a lot of young people don't know how to talk to anybody who's more than 10 years older than them. And she was, like, late 30s, and we had a lot of high school teenagers. And I was in my, like, mid-20s. So I was just like, I can talk to you because I realize you're a person and a human being who, yes, while you have positions of power over me, and I shouldn't, like, disrespect you or disagree with you in front of other people, I also realize you're a human who has actual opinions. And I remember I disagreed with her on, like, something. It wasn't even a work thing. It was about how there's a dominant gene in humans to have 6 fingers. So eventually, someday in the future, all humans will have 6 fingers, and it'll be weird for us to have 5 fingers on our hands. And we had a conversation about how true is that, because that's also true for redheads, but redheads still takes up such a minority of the population, right? And so we had a conversation about that back and forth. And then she left, and one of my coworkers was like, why would you do that? Haven't you ever heard work smarter, not harder? Why would you fight with the boss? And I'm like, dude, she's not going to care about this tomorrow. And she came in the next day, and she's like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, oh, I'm working on this. She's like, good job, and then left. That, like, it was just a conversation. Anyways, I want to turn my brain off. I'll play Dokkan, which the best way I can describe it is Dragon Ball Candy Crush. Yeah, I've heard it's Dragon Ball Candy Crush. Sorry to hear that, Crimson. I don't want to get too into that conversation if it's political. If it's more personal, maybe, but let's not. I remember I'm not a therapist, so I can't help you. I can listen to you, but I can't help you. Only true therapy can help you with any sort of mental or emotional problems you're going through. And if it's physical, then it's a physical therapist you're going to need, or just a doctor. Did you feel bad for killing the princess? What princess? Where? That probably answers your question. Lamau for that, or for me, a gotcha game, which is mostly FGO, fake grand order. I'm totally fine with gotcha games. I don't think kids should be playing gotcha games. I think if you're under 18, you shouldn't play a gotcha game. And even then, maybe under 25. My opinions are, if there's something that's bad for you mentally, you shouldn't be doing it till you're almost like either 23 or 25, because that's when your brain is molded enough and you can understand like, oh, I'm doing this bad thing and I need to stop. Whereas if you do it before then, there's a high probability you'll get addicted to that type of thing. I think there's something bugging you about this game. Could it be that it's the amount of bugs it has? It's always nice to play games with other people in the same room. It takes me back to the days when friends would come over and play Minecraft with me. Yeah, that's great. I remember playing MK versus DC. Oh, that was a fun game. I'm not a huge fan of fighting games or Mortal Kombat even, but I did always have fun with Andrew when we'd play every night for a bit. But then Andrew really likes those games, so he'd get really into them, and he would remember. He's been playing Mortal Kombat since the first one, and most of their combos are still the same for a lot of the older characters, so he has a lot of combos memorized. That being said, I don't know if I'd say he's really good, like pro level, but he's like above average. He's probably just like right below the pro level, where if he started watching videos about like best combos and best characters, he could probably go pro. I'm not gonna lie to you, or at least 5 years ago he could. Man, fanfic writers are different breed. Most I've seen are delusional degenerates. Yeah. All right, yeah, that's where we diverge. I can absolutely suspend my disbelief enough for a stupid ass anime ass game to have best fanfic writer because it's so anime. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was because I found it so annoying. And then Toko was like, what do you mean? What's wrong? Fanfic's amazing. And I was like, okay. Pineapple and pizza, you sick freak. Yes. Be down with the sickness. Pineapple. My first thought when you mentioned a mayor was Animal Crossing. Fair enough. Fair enough. When it comes to politics, I only vote for Lord Cthulhu and nobody else. Bro, visual novels are just goddamn book with pictures you can click. Hence a visual novel. And I cannot be convinced otherwise. True, Yuki. The amount of harem fanfics I've read when I was younger is very degenerate behavior. My bigger problem with modern day fanfics that are extremely sexualized is just that there's some psychology experts that have talked about this, where if you read or watch sexual content a lot, you're training your brain to think that that is normal. And so when you're not getting that level of stimulus, your brain cannot enjoy it. It's the same thing that happens with sugar, gambling, alcohol, all that stuff. Like a good example is, let's say, root beer. If you drink a can of root beer every day, the dopamine levels you get from one can is going to drop, and your brain is going to be like, let's say it's 100 milligrams of dopamine, right? Day 1, 100. Day 2, 100. Day 3, 99. Day 3, 99. Day 4, 98. Day 5, 98. And it's going to keep dropping. And then once it gets down to like 90 or 75, somewhere around that range, your brain is going to be like, wait, it's not 100. I need more. So you're going to go from drinking one can to drinking a little bit of two. But because you drink two, you're just going to drink 2 cans. And so you're going to go up to 100, maybe a little bit above. Back to 100 and a little bit above, I should say. And then you keep doing that over and over. And the amount of root beer you're going to need to drink to feel that 100 milligrams of dopamine is going to keep increasing. And that applies to everything in life. Literally everything. So that's why I'm one of the reasons I don't like degen books, and why I'm going to get my kids to avoid them as much as I can when I have them. Because I know it's going to be training their brains the wrong way, especially when you're young and impressionable. After 25, again, your brain is developed and you kind of know who you are as a person. You can kind of like see, you can read it and be like, huh, that's interesting, and move on. And it doesn't like train your brain. Yeah, it's wild, especially when it tiptoes into, yeah, that's not wild, that's just gross. I'm sorry. I gross. There are two types of people. I'm scared of women and old people. I can't help you with both of those, but I do think it would be a good idea to try to, like, kind of work on that. The Princess and It Takes Two. Oh, yeah, I did feel bad. I felt super bad. I knew that was going to go down bad. I knew they had the wrong answer there. That was such a cute story. But I knew they would fix her. I knew they would fix her, so it was fine. That game was so great, though. Honestly, anybody who can, if you have a friend or a family member, play It Takes Two with them. It's the fucking greatest. I'll play exactly one gacha game when I have time, and that's Genshin, but it's unironically a really good action RPG. Yeah, it is. It's actually a good game. It just has gacha mechanics in it. The only reason I'm not more into it is because I don't have the time to spend on it. I play them for the sheer enjoyment of getting that SSR, like I'm an Ash Ketchum. Gotta catch him all. Zagard, speak your truth. Pineapple supremacy. True. Oh, hail the pineapple. Hail the Pinneapolis, continent of the pineapples. Fortunately, our souls are at odds, Demon Blades. How does that belong on pizza? Yes, it does. It's a topping. All toppings belong on pizza. I've never heard a good argument why it doesn't. And if you say it's because that's not how traditional pizza is made, guess what? Fettuccine Alfredo isn't supposed to have chicken either. I've literally seen I've met Italian people who have said putting chicken on fettuccine Alfredo ruins it. Fuck! I messed up. So. The after 25 things is apparently... Wait, after 25 things? The after 25 things is apparently a sort of myth. I forgot the details of the study was completely sound, reasonable in its sampling, I think. So... What it is that around the age of 25, your prefrontal cortex finishes developing, and so you're more able to think rationally about subjects and understand who you are as a person. It doesn't mean you're less likely to be addicted. You might just have an addictive personality or addictive chemistry in your brain. My point is that you are going to be in the probably more control of your brain and functions before then. It's also when a lot of the hormonal activity from puberty definitely starts to recede down to more normal levels. I like to know how a little girl knows about Kama Sutra. I mean, to be fair, they make jokes about it in a lot of TV shows that they might have just watched with their parents, so Two Blades, whenever we disagree on anything, we should quote Dante and Virgil. Yes, 100%. Pineapple belongs to pizza if you want it there. And honestly, if you want apples or grapes to fuck it, why not? I just like the sweetness of pineapple on pizza. I do. I like how it mixes with the savoriness of pizza, and it helps break down the cheese and sauce better. So it's better for my tum-tum. I saw a video where somebody fried waffles and put it on pizza, and they dipped in syrup. Dude, people will do anything in pizza because it gets a reaction. I will honestly tell you that. I've seen videos where people take a giant slice of pizza and dunk it in a vat of ranch dressing because it makes people who hate ranch dressing on pizza react. It's reaction content. The common idea of pizza doesn't exactly adhere to the traditional Italian or recipe. I saw that. I know that guy, Noah, he did short making a pasta pizza. I mean, Americans put chocolate on pizza, so. Yeah, because we're geniuses, that's why. And Japanese put squid ink in and so on and so forth. I'm sure you can find some. I've seen pictures from a British person who puts mayo and peas on pizza. I think we got this, chat. We got her pretty far, and I've learned her patterns. She's gonna summon a guy. There we go. We did it! Let's go, chat! We're clipping that. That's a clip. That's a clipperino right there. Holy squawkamole. We are the Bug Queen, destroyer of plants, and placer of pineapple on pizza. For those of you who don't know what that's from, watch the VOD. Easy peasy, lemon a squeezy. Mac and cheese on pizza sounds good. I mean, that makes sense. Macaroni is just pasta, and cheese is already on pizza. So you're really just adding macaroni. I guess. On further research, you see the prefrontal cortex does finish development in the mid-20s. Yeah, that's my main reason why I'm like, pay attention to your kids until they're in their mid-20s. Zagard, choose for Andrew for 24 hours, but you can't tell anybody. If you go the 24 hours, you and Andrew get 50 million USD. Yes. 100%. I would do it. 24 hours is easy. I would just, like, if Wilda tries to kiss me, I'd be like, oh, I think I'm sick. I would just call Wilda and be like, I think I'm sick. I'm not feeling super well. I just play video games at, Can I tell Andrew I swapped bodies with him? That changes a little bit of how I do it. I need to know, would I know the rules beforehand, what I can't do? Also, you want anything on food, remember, don't knock it till you try it. What, mayo and peas? That ain't no proper Brit, I assure you. I kind of want Mexican street tacos. Ooh, that sounds good. If I want to put ketchup on pancakes, is it okay? It's okay, I don't see why you would. Yes, awesome, I'm gonna go do that. Always believe you could beat that thing. Thank you, Common Zagard W. Now for a question of the day. All right, let me think of a good question of the day. Do you prefer in a sequel to follow the same character's story or to follow a new character's story in the same world? I think I know what the answer for most people will be, but I'm just curious if people haven't. We killed the bug that looks like roots. Foolishness, Demon Blade, foolish. Congrats, Lizard Lips. Yes, you can tell Andrew. Okay, then I'd probably call him first and be like, hey, we swapped bodies. If we don't tell anybody besides each other, we'll get 50 million Okay, so this is a new area, right? Yeah, this is a new area. Probably didn't need to do that, but... Okay, nope. Let me check something. Yeah, okay, so I have been here. Yeah, okay, right. Depends on the story. I'm getting crazy for catch-up. If I feel like old character story is finished to a satisfying degree, then the first, I don't really care which. Maybe a new one for sake of variety. Okay. If the OG character is in the sequence, like how Dante's in DMC4, then I go with the new character. Okay, okay. Let me tell you, for the next generation Halo series, I want them to retire the Master Chief and bring up a new lead. He's done enough, and the voice actor is getting really up there in age. I'm with you. In that case, yeah, Yuki, like, he's been in, what, 4 or 5 major titles in the series? What does he have left to do? Damn it. Oh my god. Is there a chair over here? No. Where are we right now? We're in Shellwood. Let's go to Bone Bottom. I think there's a... And then we'll remember Shellwood. No, maybe both, because I like when characters get more and they're with their story from the previous installment, but I don't like the idea of new... I don't mind the idea of new characters in the same word. Same. I agree, like Shadowheart 1 and 2... They were perfect, then they ruined the franchise by making the 3rd game. Oof, that's rough. He's been in 7 games. Yikes. Wait, no, I'm stupid. 6. That's still a freaking lot of games. Granted, he played a less major role in Halo 5, but still. Yeah, that's a lot of games. Okay, I need to find my way back up there if I can. Oh, here it is. Okay, sweet. No. Oh, well, at least I didn't get injured. Okay, we beat her. I think we're gonna get the climbing ability. Oh, hello. Oh, mama, look here, Miss Grown Up. Very fascinating creature, all dead in bits now, but still good. She takes the shape of the woods for her body, and her hair like bitter leaves. Clever, thinks Nu. This creature stalked its territory here and attacked as I passed through. You should not linger long. Her tribe remains hidden amongst the branches, disguised and waiting to strike. Oh, so the cutting up was done by you. Nu gives her warm thanks. Now Nu can inspect this creature well. All its gooey insides and crunchy shell. I have to peg it there. New area? Damn it. New power. All right. My question was, would you when a game makes a sequel, would you prefer the sequel to have the main character or to have a new character? Oh yeah, Dark Noah wrote it. Thank you, Dark Noah. Halo 2 was really fun because it had a dual protagonist story with both Master Chief and the Covenant alien Arbiter. But on release, people hated the Arbiter's portion, so I suppose that influenced them to not try again. That sounds a lot like Devil May Cry. Am I right, guys? I feel like anytime you try to change things just a little bit with the fan base, will always go, "Blah, blah, blah, what do you mean? Blah, 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 how dare you? Blah, not the same character, blah." And then you just give them like a couple hours and like, never mind, I kind of like this guy. Help Dante's in DMC6, literally the face of the franchise wouldn't feel the same. I actually don't want him to be in Devil May Cry anymore. I want them to move on past Dante. Same thing with God of War. I think this series would have better longevity if you move past them. Otherwise, you're going to have the same problem you have with comic books, where they can't move past Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, Barry Allen Flash, and so on and so forth. Iron Man, Steve Rogers, Captain America. It's like, I like these characters, but I want that, like, we've had the same characters for over almost 100 years soon. In almost 20 years, it'll be 100 years, something like that. since we had most of these characters. I'll be generous. 60 years. That's still a fucking long ass time, okay? That's a long ass time to have the same character in your story. Then again, tried a new protagonist with a guy called Agent Locke in Halo 5, but the marketing promised something completely different to what the campaign delivered. And the campaign story was so unbelievably ass that I guess they shelved the new protagonist idea again for a while. Well, that one was because they made a bad game and story and they lied about it. That's why people didn't like it. If you tell them up front, hey, this isn't going to have the character you like. Like Ghost of Yotei. I knew it wasn't going to be Jin. Andrew knew it wasn't going to be Jin. He was sad about it. But do you know what he did? He played Ghost of Yotei. Have we once been like, man, I wish Jin was here? No, because we knew it wasn't going to be Jin's story. Same with Assassin's Creed. They had Ezio for 3 games, and then they moved on. People were like, okay, because they expected it. See, in Shadowheart 1, the bad ending is canon to the start of the second, but the good ending of the second leads to the good ending of the first. Is it like a time travel bullshit thing? Kind of wish Ghost did that with Jin. Like, I feel like the first game had started his journey, and I think Yotei could have been Jin traveling too. Now, I actually hard disagree with you on that. Hard disagree. I think Ghost of Yotei was his complete story, or Ghost of Jin was... Ghost of Tsushima was Jin's full story. It wasn't the start. It was his full story. Anything after that would have been a completely new character arc for him. And you can do that, but you would either feel regressive or disconnected. So I think doing another story with Jin would have been pointless. I don't think it would have... Like, what more could he learn about being a samurai, or about how honor isn't the most important thing, and it's about your people? Like, what more could he have learned? He already made the ultimate decision of lose your honor to save your nation. If DMC fix... In DMC 6, if we found out Dante has a kid, and they find out about Nero and learns about where his father is, so Dante's kid Nero, find a way to open the demon world, that could be interesting. Lucifer honestly did what let's say the best, because introduced Nero, fan favorite, and continued Dante's story. Kind of the problem with DMC, using DMC as a comparison, doesn't really work, because pretty much every single Devil May Cry game has had a lot of development problems in the background. Like, I've been looking into the history of DMC 1 and DMC 2 and DMC 3. They always end up having to change the story that they originally planned and the gameplay they originally planned halfway through because of some sort of reason. Me going home from work, I'll be ready by like 8, 9:30. What time is it now? Okay, we still have some time for stream, because I don't need to make dinner, but I need to ask Claire what time I need to pick her up real quick. So let me text her that real quick. This is super important. I need to leave at... There are, of course, a bunch of games where the main character's story wasn't finished in the original game, so I'm always down for them to continue it to be the lead sequel. Castlevania Lords of Shadow comes to mind in that regard. Yeah, if the story of the character isn't complete, it makes total sense to continue it. But if it is a complete story, why do you need to keep going? Like, what do you need to do with Dante and Devil May Cry anymore? Like, what can you actually do with him now? His whole story is about his relationship with his family, his mother, his father, and his brother. It's one of the reasons why 2 didn't work, is because none of those elements mattered in his story. He's just there. Like, you could have replaced him with any character and the story would have been the fucking same. You can't do that in 1, 3, 4, or 5. His family is integral to the story of each of those games. 2 of them are him fighting his brother. Technically 3 if you count one of the fights in 1, but I'm not, because he doesn't know it's his brother until afterwards, so it doesn't really matter. No rush, just keep streaming, going home now. Poggers. I actually do have a timer for when I get off to play stream. I do have to let you guys know I do have to leave to pick up Claire, but I'll come back and we can continue. Hell, I kind of hope they dust off the whole canceled Sparta game and tell the fans how he met Eve and how he died. Actually, that would be fucking great. I would fucking love that. That'd be great. What if he died so his sons could live? Right? That'd be cool. Very true. Okay, I need to do this. Get a new power up! Daughter of a distant land, we who remained have waited long. Bind our strength to yours. Reclaim the future of our haunted kingdom. Bind the power! The claw, climbing. I called it. I fucking called it, chat. Am I a fucking genius or what? Am I just really good at seeing game design? No, it was pretty obvious because we were in this area. You can see more and more areas where I would need to climb on the walls or grasp onto the walls to jump off of them. And this last enemy clung to the walls. That's how I figured it out. All right, we're going to progress a bit, and then I'll catch up with the chat. Dark Noah is the next one I need to read. So when that one starts to disappear, I'm going to go on it. Can I? No, I can't. We can wall jump, puggers. It's kind of funny that we have to learn to wall jump. When in the last game, she could, like, use her needle to get to places. It's kind of weird that we don't have that ability in the start of the game. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like we should have that ability already. Unless they're saying that a lot of her powers got reset when she came in here. I'm standing here so that way they'll fall on me. Oh, hey, I didn't notice they did that. Okay, that has an area down. I'm kind of curious. You know, I'm going to go down. We have a wall jump. It should be fine. Yep. Is this where I think it is? Oh, this is right above the boss one. Okay, that's cool. Honestly, I feel like she moves so much smoother than Hollow Knight did. Very true. Moving on with a new character, especially when a series has gone on for years, clinging to things helps a lot because over time, when you have the same character over and over, you get sick of them. Yeah, that's why I can't read Spider-Man comics. He's my favorite comic book character of all time, and I can't read his comics because they fucking can't. If they had moved on and they let him have a daughter and he trained his daughter, I would love that story. Fuck me, I guess. Actually, a good counter to what I've said so far are the Batman Arkham games. Asylum and City resolved their respective stories, but I definitely didn't mind Batman still taking the leads in Arkham Knight. At least in that, there was, like, that's something happening that only Batman can solve, in a sense, you know? And then that ends his story. That's one of the reasons why Kill the Justice League sucks, is because it's in that same universe, but you don't get some of the cool characters from that universe. Yeah, kind of. At the end of the second game, the final boss causes time to start collapsing, so the main character either sacrifices himself to stabilize time, bad ending, or projects himself into the past self, which kind of leads to the good ending of the first game. Interesting. Stream elements. What the hell? Why are you streaming out alpha? Bullshit. I mean, it could have been him learning what his legend mean, and it could follow how his actions can shape people's belief. Sure, but they already kind of did that in Ghost of Tsushima, right? Because remember how his big thing is to stop the Mongolians? And part of the reason he does that is he starts poisoning them so that way they can win the war, because it's the only option. And then in the third act, the Mongolians start using the poison he's been using and start killing a bunch of his people with the poison. He's already learned that his actions cause a reaction that could be equal or worse than what he was already doing. And then learning what his legend means, I don't know if that matters. Like, does it? Kind of explain. Rub Alpha, you need to make your messages short. Am I back? Yeah. Sad, all my previous messages are... I still see them. So we're good. My chats get special exceptions because I have mod privileges, so don't imitate me. True, Yuki does have... he does have special privileges. DMC 5 is Virgil hiring Virgil's brother and Virgil's son to stop Virgil, so Virgil can become Virgil featuring Virgil. True. Actually true. If you told that story to anybody, they'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Nazi, you're just a goddamn genius. Genius! Kind of the final boss of the second game causes space and time to start collapsing. Yeah. I saw that. I read it. That's true, Zagard. But I think Dante should still should play a mentor role in the future games. At the very least, die in a heroic manner. I think he already essentially did die. I think in 5, Virgil and Dante trapping themselves in the demon realm is essentially dying. I mean, that's how it was for Virgil until 5. Yes. So I don't think he needs to play a mentor role. He can be an important figure, like they can bring it up, but I don't think he needs to be in the game, like even a little bit. Mundus is still technically still alive. Let Mundus kill Dante while Dante tries to protect Virgil. You could, maybe. These just feel like reasons to shoehorn Dante back into the story and not actually continue the story of the legacy of the children of Sparta. Because it's not called Dante Never Cries. It's called Devil May Cry. Or Dante May Cry. It's called Devil May Cry. And now we have another devil, which is Nero. I think Peter passed his mantle on to Ben Riley. It would be cool. You mean what they did and then they reversed? Stream elements tuning out for Typhon Large Matches. Classic. That'd be so peak. I'll take the damage, it's fine. See, there's a guy waiting there to attack you if you go that way. Hello. Okay, so you do slide. That was close, baby. We got another polyp heart. Is this where we came from? This is probably where we came from, right? So then this is the faster way. Oh. They didn't trap themselves in DMC2. Dante traps himself in the demon world. He got out because he found a broke piece of Yamato and cut a portal big enough to fit through. I'm talking about DMC5. DMC5. At the end of DMC5, Dante and Virgil trapped themselves in the underworld. But Jin fully accepting the ghost could lead to him understanding truly what his name means. But why? Show that now people who go to extreme lengths to praise him. Again, we already kind of got that with... We already saw people go into extreme lengths because of his actions. We've already seen his actions lead to bad consequences. Like, I guess you could have a cult of the ghost show up somewhere in Japan and he has to deal with that. Sure. But why? Besides for the fact of having Jin, why? I don't think that would make a better story. We already have a really good story where there's kind of a cult of another person, the cult of Saito. Yes, and that was for Jin's continuation based on like him, Jesus spreading Christianity, now Christians that's an interesting comparison. I see what you're trying to say, but I don't know. That doesn't really feel like a very compelling story in my opinion. But hey, maybe I'm just the weird one. Right, we need to accomplish. Holy. Okay, so we can. I see what they want me to do. Okay. I see it now. This is going to lead to the boss of Belhart. Another one freed. I think that's the last one, actually. Okay, we gotta go down. Let's explore over here. Nope. Let's wait. Is there a big guy? 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, where did you come from? Oh, we can kill these guys. Okay. You know what I love that they did recently? Okay, so these guys just spawn infinitely, it seems. You know what they did recently with Spider-Man? They tried getting back. And, the host of Venom. Yeah, I saw that. I fucking hated it. I saw people talking about that. Like, I can't anymore. They supposedly trapped themselves in DMC5 novel before the nightmare. It's explained how Dante got out of the demon world at the end of DMC2. What? DMC2 or 3? I like how dark it gets the lower you go. I agree. The way they do this whole thing is great. Got him. Hello. Another polyp. That's gross. Whenever I think of a polyp, I think of like an ulcer. Okay, so we're back here. Cool, 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 cool. I'm guessing there's a boss down here, and that's why. There's something. Okay. This guy's speaking in tongues. Oh, they shall join. Union upon your thread, a gift for your waking, a world strong to serve. Creature, your claws guide those cursed threads, but you are not their source. What role do you play in this vile affliction? Oh, she is here, the rare birthling, precious child of worm and weaver. Spawn of those who dare to flee, she has found her way home at last. I'll find her shell and silk and claw for you, mother. Let me claim her all for you. Yep. Oh, okay. Well, that was... Is there anything wins between Atsu, the ghost of Yotei, or Jin, the ghost of Shima? It's jokingly, of course. Probably it would be Atsu, because it's been so many years. She would have a lot more techniques and better equipment and armor, realistically, than Jin. Also, it seems like Atsu is kind of has plot armor at this point, so. Who the hell does she think she is? She broke Peter's heart, then expects him to just take her back like nothing happened. No, I hate how they got to that place in the first place. I hate to say it, but I have current meme slaying question. The fuck is up with all the 6-7 shit nowadays? It's just a fucking TikTok meme. It doesn't mean anything. It's just people going 6-7. That's it. Bosses are NPCs. I know. DMC2, Dante gets stuck in the demon world. It was Virgil who got stuck in DMC3. When Virgil was tortured by Mundus, the Yamato was shattered, and between DMC2 and DMC4, Dante found a piece of Yamato. He did not get stuck in the demon world at the end of DMC2. I've watched the VOD of Andrew playing it all the way through. It does not end with him stuck in it. It ends with him just going like, I beat more demons. We're going to keep doing that. So either that's in like some added story, which I don't think counts. I don't think that counts. That sounds like a fucking retcon. And a bad one at that. This guy has a weird thing for silk. I wonder if in season 2 of the DMC anime, will Virgil pretend to be loyal to Mundus? Because I know Game Virgil would rather say jackpot than do that. Yeah, but also, he was being possessed in the original game. Okay, I think I have to go this way. That's how you do it, chat. Honestly, I wonder if like Virgil hates Mundus. Yeah, he does, but he was also being possessed by him. So people think 2 numbers are funny. What has that what has the world gone to? I mean, that's not as bad as the mommy milkers. That's like legit regen shit. Oh my god. Okay, she does a... Ah, fuck, I hate it. Oh, fuck, okay, when she does the duck... Fuck, that attack is annoying. Who remembers when people ate Tide Pods for views? I remember. That was pre-COVID too, so. That was like super degen shit. I'll drop the DMC thing because it's mentioned in the novel version of DMC. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. And even so, if they can leave the underworld, why does it matter then that they are in the underworld at DMC5? Why? Are they just there to hang out and go on vacation? If they're not actually trapped. So he can't make silk, but he uses the silk around him as a weapon? Interesting. So it seems like whoever this is a true follower of whoever's creating the silk that's holding all those people up and capturing people, and he knows the lore and the story, and he's a follower of it, and he can use the silk, but he can't create the silk. People always do stupid things for fake internet points. Yeah, for not internet points, what's it called, for clout, for internet clout. Dude, so many people have done like some degenerate shit for internet clout, and I can't like, I jokingly act like I'm a degenerate, like I have dainbermage and I'm a crazy person, and nah, right? I do that for fun. But the people who fucking... I want to... When we started eating Tide Pods for entertainment... Oh, she doesn't always start in the same spot. What do I do about that? Oh, is it coming up from below? Okay, I think I know what I'm supposed to do now. That was bad. Nope. Flapjacks, chat. Look at this trash jumper. I'm talking about me, of course. It could never be Hornet's fault. Hornet is too good at what she does. She's too smooth. She's smoother than frictionless ice being rubbed on butter. See what I mean? Hornet would never have done that. But Zagard? Zagard would stub his toe while standing still. I may have it. I stubbed my toe in the fucking stupidest way, by the way, yesterday. I stubbed my toe when trying... you ever rest your feet on your table? I have kind of a table that's high up, so when I'm sitting, it's like about here is where the top of the table is. Because I have a couch that's low and a table that's high. And I was going to put my foot up, and I stubbed my toe while putting my foot up on the table. So it does come up from above. I think that the point at the end of DMC5, they want to show that despite the differences, Dante and Virgil are brothers, and it shows that they both grown since DMC3, but still have what makes them unique. Okay, but why do they need to be in the demon realm for that to be the case? Why don't they just leave after they finish fighting them, right? Like, does it matter where you are specifically to prove that you are brothers and you can work together? I'm pretty sure the thing about them being trapped was a mistranslation because the script was only written in Japanese and the DMC novels are like the God of War novels, they count as secondary canon. Okay, first of all, even if they don't say, even if it doesn't say it in Japanese, they're trapped. The story shows you visually they are there in the underworld and they don't just fucking leave. If Virgil can leave just by going slash and open a portal, why don't they do that? Why? And even if they have to beat all the enemies first, right? And then they can eventually leave. Why does it matter? It ends with them in there. Are they choosing to stay there, or are they trapped? It's the game is telling me, showing me they are trapped. I have a theory in DMC1. After Dante gets Ifrit and Noah just starts throwing hands, it's him using Beowulf. Interesting theory, I like that. Would you like to pet my cat? Her name is Ace. I mean, I would. I love cats. I wonder if people simp for she's everything you want in a woman. Does she like donuts, steaming blades? I never thought of that. So him beating my ass is a muscle memory. She's an insect, so of course she likes them. Nah, she likes eating birds though. Makes sense. They were there to serve, sever the fly follow throughs. Okay. And why don't they leave? Damn it. Ooh! 3 tries, chat. Let's go! Oh, phase 2. We're going Dark Souls rules now. Ah, fuck, I messed it up. I think it's supposed to show they're closing to stay there because Virgil can teleport and narratively shows that Dante's not opposed to his demon heritage and shows that the underworld is also his home. I think they did because they show up Nico's van during mission select. Lamau. Doomblade, have you heard of the Dante as schizophrenia mod for DMC5? Phase 2 lock in. I did not lock in. I locked out. I locked myself out of the pro plays chat. Just like I locked myself out of my brain for 30 years. I wasn't using my brain for the first 30 years. And now that I have, here's what I can do. I feel like that would be hilarious TikTok. Oh, No, 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 no. Where you're like, I locked myself out of my brain for 30 years, and now that I've unlocked my full potential, here's what I can do. And then it's like the shittiest drawing you've ever seen. Okay, phase 1 done. Heal up. Oh fuck, I wasn't paying attention. Oh fuck, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, that was bad. It's a funny mod. That does sound like a funny mod. It makes everyone invisible except enemies, and they get rid of voice lines. That is hilarious. Sounds like something someone's acid hallucination. I'm here for it. The enemy is a fool. Their attack pattern will be the key to their downfall. Okay. Okay, we gotta end the stream after we beat this boss. Because I promised my friends we would play some Balber Bait and Braid today. If you can decipher that secret code I just said, then you deserve 1 gumball. Not from me, but from the Gumball Corporation. Gumballs Incorporated in 9 nuts. That's the name of the company. They might not exist anymore, but the voucher's good if you go back to 1422. I fucked that up. Why don't you talk things out? Killing is never the answer. First of all, I did, and they threatened to kill me. All right, this is legitimately 100% self-defense. Second, I am talking with my blade to their heart. Just because, you know, and they've accepted that my way is right. Because they're not arguing anymore. Am I wrong? I didn't think so. I like it's on stream. Also, Zagard, are you okay with the mention of other channels if it's recommending a video short? Sure. I don't mind it so long as you're not trying to like take people away from the stream. But I don't know if I will watch other people's content on stream. I've done React stuff before. And I like doing it, but also a lot of the times when you're doing React stuff, you're kind of just unless it's like news, you're taking away from other people's content a lot of the time. And then you're not really making anything yourself. Plus, the more we go into React content, the more we get back to the degenerate, just sit there and watch whole shows and do nothing, and people watch you watch the show. I fucking hate that shit. Ballers get that he nailed your code. No, he has done it. Self-defense, right? We can't dock things out if they start dropping mails on us. See? See? Everyone understands. Bad showing. Early, too early. Ooh, I got the heal off and the protection. I forgot about the second bell. It's fine. Perfect time to heal. Phase 2. Oh, that's bad. No. I was gonna tell Demon Blades how I found out about Dante's mod. I found out about it and I wanted to make sure it was okay with you. Yeah, sure, go ahead. I don't mind. Look, so easy when I killed it many hours ago. Alexander, why are you trying to make me... Hey, guess you should really stop watching Zagard TV and watch my stream over here at Yuki TV. I'm a pro streamer with over 69 years of experience and I'm extremely entertaining. A great gamer and very attractive to every woman and man on the planet. Yuki, I'm gonna call cap on the 69. I don't think I know a single 69-year-old who knows the slang you do. And you're even behind the times with that, because I know I am. Especially since you didn't know about the 6'9", which is totally fine. I think the 6'9" thing is dumb too, but whatever. I think the YouTuber's called Zero. Zero, you say? That was one of my friend in high school's nickname. And I use the term friend loosely. That's bad. That was bad. got him. That was an accident. Oh, fuck. I walked into that. I fucked that up. He caught me in lies. And I had about 67 and thought it was just some super shit, but I wasn't sure if there was more to it. I'm just messing with you. I'm just talking about how you didn't know what the 6-7 thing is. I only know because another friend started memeing about it, and I'm like, that's so stupid. A6-7. Oh, April Fool's falls on Wednesday next year. Zagard, you should download the mod and have Andrew play without telling him the name of the mod. Next year, a whole year from now, go back to DMC5? I don't think so. I don't know if I would like that. Like, what if they announce a game that's like really fucking good that year? Right? Like, what if DMC 6 gets announced to come out next year? I don't know, man. I don't know. Nah, he should trick Andrew into replaying DMC 2. That would be the April Fool's of April Fool's. What if we get another Expedition 33? True. The blardle continues. I messed that up. Pretty good, that's pretty good. Phase 2. Oh no, that's really bad. Oh, I wasn't paying attention! If DMC comes out, I'm selling my soul to Sparta. Why? Wait, hold up, why? Just buy it! Just buy it with money! Why do you need to sell your soul? I think they'd prefer money. Also, does Sparta even want souls? I'm gonna say no. Not a sequel, but like a game that kind of comes out of nowhere, but is crazy good. Yeah, honestly. Honestly. Oh fuck, I forgot. Worth it. Oh no, real bad. The bouncing bells. Team Blades, are you aware that there's supposed to be a lady spin-off game, but it was canceled because DMC wasn't selling well when it originally came out? I feel like most DMC games outside of DMC 1 and 2 did not sell well when they came out. Because DMC 3 did not sell well when it came out. DMC 4 did not sell well when it came out. DMC, the reboot didn't sell well when it came out. I think DMC 5 might have, but I have to check on that. Really, I did not know that it's funny because I've always said to myself there should be a story DLC or spinoff with Lady and Trish. That could work. I like that. One thing for sure DMC 6 has to do is they have to let us play everyone, Nico included. I don't think we need to be able to play Nico. Because Nico is not a combat character like Kyrie. She's like Kyrie. I don't see the point. I would disagree with that. There's a scrap volume from the DMC that focused on Lady, and I was super disappointed when I found that out. What is Nico's van made of? It's made of demon parts. Probably, honestly. That or it's made of Nokias. Both are believable. I kind of want to start killing those guys to get their shards, but I don't want to waste my time. That's crazy. Well, I'm glad the anime expanded on Lady's organ. Did they, though? They kind of changed it a little bit, but it's very similar. I wouldn't say they expanded on it. Got him. Did it! We killed it! Give me your power! Didn't realize I had to keep pressing circle. Holy fuck. Bound the ancestral art needle in. Hold triangle. Play ancient melodies by stringing silk along the needle. Silk will be expended. Strike enemies to replenish silk. Oh, a new health ability. I wonder what Kiria's reaction was to finding out Nero grew his arm back. Surprise, joy, compassion. That's why he's a goat. The goat! Her reaction was, damn, there goes those disabilities. Check. Who says they have disability check in their universe? What if they don't? What if it's like super cruel and they don't believe in disabilities? Oh, I can play music on those. That's really cool. I'm faster than you. I'm fast as fuck, boy. Is this her mother? Or just her people's? So someone came in and corrupted their song. That's what happened. I see. That's why it's called Silksong. For her light, eternal, our song sustains. Or maybe they got corrupted because they wanted their song to continue forever. And that's what corrupted them. We freed them. Give us free. Glang, 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 glang. I can shit. Objective complete. What's over this way? Okay, go. Let's see what's over here. Wait. Actually, I think we have to end here. Because it's what time? Yeah, it's 9:30. I gotta end here, chat. This was fan-flickin-tastic. Let's close the game. Holy squawkamole, this is a great game. Let's see what is chat saying. Wow, Dante has never gotten a check. It's always cash. I mean, Zagard, if you live in a world where demons exist, I'm 1,000% sure you're going to need those checks, especially if one eats your arm or leg. I think it's because bro is in a crippling debt. No, what I'm saying is, like, okay, yes. If animals eat your arm or leg, disability would make sense in our moral, current world, real life standards. Sure. But disability pay and disability check didn't always exist. That's a very modern thing. Like, that started in the 20th century at the earliest that I can think of for all citizens. Not just nobles, not just soldiers, but all citizens. So this could be a world where they never thought of disability checks. I'm just saying. What if they don't think the disabled deserve money? They got to just work through it or die. We don't know how cruel this world is. I mean, they got fucking demons. Interesting. Well, in the 07 anime, he was in debt, but in 4, he seems fine, and then in 5, I don't know what happened. I don't think he was fine in 4. I think he's still in debt in 4, but whatever. Okay, true. I think Bro knows how to hide from those collectors. Well then, see you later. Good stream. I'm glad you all enjoyed it. We're going to end there. We will see you all next Moon Day with some more Hades 2, and it looks like you guys have voted. If you haven't voted, go on to the posts in the YouTube community section. Go in the post. There is a poll. Go vote on what kind of schedule you want to see. It looks like we're sticking with the one we did this week, where it's Hades, Ghost of Yote, Hades, Ghost of Yote, and then Silksong. Until then, guys, stay safe, stay smart, stay healthy, be thankful for everything and everyone in your life. And the number one rule here in the Dragon's Den, don't believe in yourself. Believe in me. Who believes in you? Bye-bye, chat.